welcome to an open forum. Haven't had one of these in a while, and I'm excited to begin those again. I apologize for that. Here is, let's see if I can post the link. I just want to see how everyone's doing on their plant-based journey. Did you try anything cool lately? Are you getting a little off track? Are you still doing good? Great place for beginner vegans to ask questions. You can either come in the comments or you can do it right on the live stream. You can click that link. And I also want to announce our new show coming tomorrow. That this is actually a show that Lee Jain thought of, and I'm excited to be part of it. Let's see here. Can everyone see me live on YouTube? Let's see here. I think here's the link. Let me send that out and make sure it's on YouTube. I know everyone came to the practice one that we were doing. We were just on a little while ago practicing for the show tomorrow. This is going to be an interactive show, and I like Lee's idea that we just have everyone part of it. You guys have already helped us select a name, and now we're going to have a couple of other little things that you can be part of. But basically, I'm excited about that. And I've got... look who's here. I was just talking about you.
Well, you sent me a link.
I'm just playing. I know.
I do want to change my background again, though.
I think I sent out a link. Do you have your YouTube up? Can you tell if we're live, and can you see if that link for people that might want to come up and join posted?
Yeah, I just posted on Facebook that you're about to hop up.
You know what? I can get my phone now. I forgot Neo's not laying behind me. Because if I move while he's laying behind me sleeping, he will take over my chair. And I'm such a cat mommy that I don't like to move my furry friend once he's...
No, I'm the same way. No, we're live right now.
Okay, cool. So, I'm just going to be on here probably until... I always say the wrong time, so I'm just going to say until an hour, because I'll say a half hour and it won't happen. So that way I'm realistic with it, but maybe a half hour. Just depends.
What's the longest it lets you go?
Oh, man, I have to stop and eat dinner and get to bed at a normal hour. I've got a big day tomorrow, but I went as long as 4 hours before on these open forums.
I guess my question is, why do you limit yourself? Like, for example, my book club, we only go for an hour, but I always put in a 3-hour slot. That way I don't have to worry about it. Like, because my thing is, if you put in 3 hours, but we end it after hours or any reason that would...
Oh, I don't put in, like, it doesn't make you end it. It's just I made for my own personal self, so I can keep myself on track.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought you meant you're putting in Restream, and like if you put in 30 minutes, it turned you off. I'm like, let's just put in like 5 hours, even though you'll never go that far, but you might as well.
It lets you go as long as possible. In fact, Dawn used to know a guy, he might still be on YouTube. When she first got into YouTube, she was into a lot of sports things. That's how she was introduced to this one show. She was friends with him, and like literally he would go on and just leave it run all day and have like different people kind of took over. He'd go like pick up his kids from school, and like another guy would come on and start talking, but they were like really, really heavy into like sports talk. So like there was always something going on. So like it was pretty cool though. I'm like,
well, I would like to get mine set up once I get my apartment and I'm not using the background, that I can, if I just want to, like we'll have our regular times, but be like, hey, I'm making breakfast.
Just quick, I love that. I love when Kathy and Cheryl, speaking of Kathy Hester, they go online. They were in the hotel room. I watched them make, was it oats or something? I was like, this is so cool. Or grits. That's what they were making. What did you have?
We can do like dinner together and stuff like that too. We could do a group dinner.
Yeah.
Things like that. Cool. Like,
well, one of the reasons I started this open forum concept, and it's been probably like 3-4 weeks or maybe longer that I've done one, but because like there's so many new vegans that there's nobody to talk to in your own life. You know what I mean? So like, it's good to have this sense of community, which is why the show we're going to do is going to be so cool, like you said, because it's going to discuss some other topics. Like this kind of focuses a lot on what we're eating and
like
like
I said, I
stuff,
really don't want to just be for just vegan. Like I like to be people vegan curious and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
put
I
on a
think
big
it's
positive thing.
important, right?
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
also
Michelle.
where, yeah, hi Michelle. And I think it'd be fun to have people on that do those other shows, but all you hear about is their vegan aspect of it, and just find out more about people and have fun. And as far as that, because it's always someone advertising something or cooking something, or I got my new book out. You don't really, like hey Philip. And
Hey, what's going on? Do you know Philip or
no, I'm just saying
from the
hi to.
group? Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, I did say, I think it was Philip in your the Facebook said hello earlier.
Yeah, that's right. I
Okay.
remember you
That's the
said
first time I
hello.
met Philip, but that's, yeah, same thing. I don't know if I know Michelle or not. So,
She's in the
well,
Plantz4merz group, and also I have an interview where I did an interview with Michelle on. She's Muriel's daughter. You know Muriel.
oh, I did not know. I got to know Muriel, but I did not know that. Yeah, that was
And
her
so
daughter.
I have an interview with both of them. They were on live. She's got a really cool spiritual journey on her vegan.
Yeah, I need to shoot her because earlier we talked and she talked about me being on there. So hopefully, once this holiday's over, my goal is to, besides that, like I'm considering this part of it, but I'll get everything set up. So hopefully next week I can maybe get in touch with Muriel and start doing some videos and get them posted on YouTube and stuff like that. As far as that goes, so because I'm ready to start doing it and stuff like that. So
Cool. He's going to interview me. I don't know what I'm
yeah, well, you're gonna be one of
I
the.
don't know if I'm very interesting, but he's going to interview me. Hey, tell us in the chat or come on and pop on, guys.
Yeah.
What did you have for breakfast? What have you been doing? Philip, you've been I know you're becoming a plant-based certified chef, right? And like Ryan's a chef over or Lee's a chef over
Well,
here.
I'm not a chef. I cook. So
Wow, well, whatever you want to call it. You're more of a chef than I am.
Kathy doesn't call herself a chef yet. So actually, I prefer not. I even thought about if
I just say chef
actually,
anyway.
first of all, just a cook as far as that goes. As far as Philip, where are you getting your chef from? I'll take him a second. I'm sure to reply. Yeah, I need to. As I'll show you with
exactly
the Campbells, I'm set up for the class to get certified plant-based nutrition, but I'm really not going to start the classes till winter when I can't go outside. Like I figure like that. And then I want to do the food for life as cook. But one reason I really don't want to ever call myself chef even like that, because I want to keep it open to people. I want for me, when I do my cooking, I want it to be for anybody that's never like that. Like I don't want it to be like, I want to make it look like anybody can do it. Well, anybody can do it. Like I want the attitude.
Like that complicated recipe I put up last night for barbecue sauce, right? Like chef.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
what did I have? Steak sauce. What was it? Ketchup and mustard.
Wasn't off from the basis of. Did you have vinegar in it?
No, I didn't have any vinegar, so I used the A1 because it was kind of tangy.
Oh, the A1 works, yeah. Which is funny. A1 is now vegan, but back when I started vegan, it had anchovies in it, and it switched. So I had a
Worcestershire has the anchovies. I didn't know that at first.
Well, it depends on the brand. There's a lot of brands without it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just a brand. The traditional does as far as that, but like the one with the little wizard on it, you find everywhere. But there are vegan. Worcester. I can't say that word.
Sorry, Phil.
Oh, so Philip, yeah, awesome, Philip. I want to chat with you. So I'm doing the certified nutrition through Campbell, and my goal is in April. I've chatted with them. I want to do the food for life, and that's where I want to get the certification. And they're doing a different program about teaching plant-based food to underprivileged communities. And I said that's the focus. So Food for Life is Dr. Bernard, by the way. So Philip's part of the physicians committee, Dr. Bernard, because the physicians committee are putting out that, and the Food for Life people are getting the groups like that. It's awesome. That's awesome, Philip. I love.
I'm
really
so
cool.
Happy. I forgot, Philip. I said it wrong. I apologize. I'm just so proud of you guys. I just call you all chefs.
So Philip, yeah, no, it's fine saying chef type thing. My thing is like once I start teaching at like people, I don't want to at all people.
You don't
want
put
people
yourself
to think,
like I'm a chef, right?
Well, I want other people to think, oh, this is just a regular thing. That's why I like about Kathy. She's very good about being just a cook. And the reality is, Kathy doesn't call herself a chef. And honestly, I've watched a lot because I've been cooking forever, and I watch a lot of the vegan cooks, and they'll teach stuff. And Kathy, who doesn't call her chef, I think I learned more from her than other people. So
Oh,
that's cool, Philip. Definitely add me on Facebook, Philip. I think we should definitely chat. So fruit salad. I've never had a yellow watermelon, Michelle. Sorry, I'm taking over your
I
story,
haven't
man.
either. I want to have a yellow watermelon. I ordered one time from a place called Acme here, and they brought me the red one. They were like, it was out of stock, so they brought the backup one. I was like, oh, I almost had a yellow watermelon, but I heard they're really good. And Philip said that's what I'm focused on as well. And you're not taking over. I like the interaction. I like
Philip,
we
where are
have to
you
practice
located?
anyway, right?
Yeah, where are you located at, Philip? And Michelle, I want to ask what the yellow watermelon tastes like. Is this a sweet as a regular one? I heard they're not as sweet, but the people I talked to have only had one, so it could always be that thing. They got that one bad watermelon. Kind of when I got the dragon fruit, but I ate it when it was the wrong ripeness. You're saying get it firm, and I got it
I
what I thought was
know. I
right.
did that
So I
too.
need to try it again, eating it the proper to give it a true.
Give it a true. It's still not. I don't think dragon fruit, like not the one I get, the white and black one. It's not the best. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've had way better like sweet
Hi,
fruit,
Carl.
but I just like it. Carl, welcome. Philip said my uncle grew. Oh no way! He grew yellow watermelon. That's cool.
Indianapolis, Philip. Philip, me and you are going to meet up, my friend. I'm from small town Lafayette, Indiana. So when I come home to visit my parents, I fly into Indiana. And next time I go there, I want to hit Ohio. We got Chef Dell over there. So as far as that, my goal is, if I do the Food for Life, is to kind of move to Indiana. That way I can just have a address, and then I want to travel around. But yeah, Indy, I know Indy. I went to bartending school in Indy back in 2002 or something like that. So
Look at that. What a turnaround, right? From bartending school to plant-based nutrition.
yeah. But
Hello,
yeah,
Carl.
that's cool.
Good to see
How
you here.
how far along are you, Philip, in the
He said, oh, I've been to Lafayette a few times. I think the only place I've been to in Ohio. Oh, wait, no. Are we talking about Ohio? Did you say Ohio?
Chef Dell, who is the Forks for Life, but he runs the Campbell CNS kitchen. As far as that, he lives in Ohio,
Oh,
which
okay. I got you. Yeah, I've been to Ohio. I've been to
horribly
Indianapolis.
far. And I got friends in Kentucky, so I'd like to do a road trip and hit that. But I'm saying, if I'm in Indy, I should give Philip a holler and do a whole,
Well,
plant
you were
based.
talking about doing a weren't you talking about at one point like when you get everything set up like an RV type thing and going
No, that's my overall goal. But
Mhm.
I'm from Lafayette, so before that, I need to go home and see my family. And I
Mhm.
fly into Indianapolis Airport,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
Chef Dell's only probably like 40 minutes from there. So even when I go home, I could probably take a couple days and do a few days. And I'm saying, hey, if
I
I fly
gotta
into
look him
Indy,
up. You talk about Chef Dell a lot. I gotta see what he's got going on. I saw him once on Chef AJ, or yeah, she's a chef, right? Am I calling
well,
everybody a chef?
she is a chef. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, see, Dell and CNS Kitchen, which Philip, you should join that, because CNS Kitchen and Food for Life people pretty much overlap, and they all go together as far as that goes. As far
What
as
does
that, so
CNS stand for? Campbell Nutrition.
Campbell Nutrition, something else.
He
That
graduated last November, by the way. Philip.
Philip, you know what? No, that's not. I was thinking I was talking to someone named Philip, but that wasn't the same person.
Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely congratulations. And I won't take up the group here, but I'd like to definitely chat with you off that, because I'm still want to learn more about the Food for Life type thing. So, because that's what happened when I was in that Campbell thing, and I was talking to Dell and all. What I say about Chef Dell is they do like every Thursday a meetup group is for those of us who are heavier weight that are trying to lose weight with whole food plant-based diet as far as that. And then the cooking class, you can do your own thing. So I do, like, you know how we chat one-on-one, I chat with Del one-on-one. So it's sort of how we're friends. So that's why I mention him a lot. It's not just, he doesn't do a lot of videos. I just
Right.
personally know
You
him type
personally
thing.
know
And
her.
yeah, and Sharm that runs it. And we definitely need to get them on our show because they have a very fun sense of humor type thing. Like, it's very good as far as that, like screw around as far as that goes. So, hey,
That's
Tessa.
awesome. I think it depends. Some are not as sweet and some are sweet, but red melons are like that too. The texture is a tiny bit different, but a bit more crispy. Okay, that sounds good. I get what you're saying though. So they're just as sweet. Because when I first saw yellow watermelon, I thought it was going to be less sweet for some reason than the red one. I don't know why the red signified sweeter for me,
Yeah.
but now I think I know what you mean, crisper. Hey Tessa, welcome. Michelle, our watermelon expert over here. Well, I just saw Tessa. I think you were on there on our other watermelon expert, Misfit Vegan. I want to do the T. Colin Campbell course as well, he said. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Me and Philip are basically in reverse. I'm doing the T. Campbell course, and when I get done with that, I want to start the Food for Life in April. So me and Philip are literally going to be doing pretty much, it sounds like the exact same thing. So we should hook up, and that's where I want to travel around like that and then have connections like that. So we might make a, sounds like we're on the same page. So that's
I
exciting.
might
And that's,
start a course you guys can take too of making faces out of fruit. Have you ever seen my? I'm just playing. I'm always making these
go for it.
like oranges and my grapes and making a face, and I'll be like, follow me for more recipes like this or something. I was always joking around about that, right?
See, that's one. I think that's the other reason I don't think I'd ever want to be a chef, do anything fancy, because I can make food taste good, but I have no artistic skill. Like, I'm good with photography, but as far as making a plate thing, and I'll never be. I mean, I can't say never. I guess I wanted to, but will ever be the person like, look at my beautiful.
Taking the what do you call it? Like,
Yeah, that thing. That's yeah. I admire people that can do it, but I cannot. Like I had a cousin that she did cake decorating. She's wonderful, but she couldn't bake that great. So we made a good team because I can make a dang good, tasty food, and then she can make it look pretty for me. Like, was I can make the icing taste good, but she can make it like the designs and everything.
Right, like put it in. Well, we should have a birthday cake here. I didn't know it was your birthday, Tessa. Carl said, happy birthday to the incredible Tessa. You are so loved and cherished. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, I love it. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to you. Happy vegan birthday. Is it your birthday or your vegan birthday? Tessa is awesome. She's so supportive of all of us. Thank you, Tessa.
Where's Tessa from?
I'm
always, I'm just always curious about where people are from. So
I think she's from. I feel like where I don't know. I'm so bad with it. I know everybody's from YouTube. It's not what you meant though, right?
Yeah, no, like Carl's from Scotland, which is cool. Philip's from Indianapolis, which is I consider
Let's test his memory and see where everybody's from. We're gonna test him.
Those are only two I've known so far, so that's weird. I'm pretty good about remember because I find that interesting, but I'm bad with names or pronouncing names. So I'm always. It's funny. I don't consider myself like I grew up in Indiana, but I'm more connected to Kentucky as far as that. But I'm always excited to find either vegan or whole plant-based people from the Midwest because I like to have it represented. Because everyone thinks whole food plant-based. You see, there's some hippie in California, which nothing is hippies, like hippies and all that. But there's a stereotype. So I like to see your good old boys representing the vegan and the whole food plant-based. As far as even though before we're saying there's a difference. Like I said, I do love whole food plant-based. Like I said, it's the ones that are taking it totally a different level, different aspect of it. So
right, we were that was on the last thing we were chatting about where people said plant-based, but I'm saying, oh, maybe I should change it plant exclusive, right? Philip said happy birthday. Oh, Philip did a 7-day watermelon cleanse in the beginning of last month. How was that, Philip? I never did a 7-day cleanse yet. I've thought about it though. That sounds like watermelon sounds like one of the best, and also grapes I heard are really good. I only made it 2 days on grapes once.
I keep
Tessa, oh yeah, you're from Canada, Tessa. I'm sorry.
No? What part of Canada? I'm Anacortes, Washington. I'm about an hour from the border of Canada, but I'm I'm about as far west coast as you can go.
Where are you again?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm about hour and a half north of Seattle.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to show you a picture. Like literally
But like California?
you can either ferry that can go over to Canada type thing. Like
Oh,
if you look at the map, you know how there's that corner of the United States. I'm
Yeah.
literally on
Up there
there,
in the corner.
like the
If you
Corbell.
it's in the corner.
Yeah. Was that Steve Corbell or whatever? I can't remember how you say it. The Tonight Show. He did a thing about when Trump won about people fleeing to Canada, and he showed like the path. I'm like, the path literally went right in front of my house. So I was like, hey, if everyone show people where I live, I was like,
you can see the pathway, or you're in the pathway, huh? You could have stopped and gave him some plant-based food on the way.
yeah. Well, that's the bummer. Is unfortunately, this is for a different show. I found my ups and downs. So I had a DUI, so I can't go to Canada for it's less than 10 years now because it's been like 5 years ago. But it sucks because I'm right on the Canadian border, and there's a lot of really cool vegan, whole food, plant-based people in Victoria, Canada, Vancouver, and stuff like that. And I'm literally as close to there as Seattle, but I can't cross that border. It just makes me so bummed. So yeah. Apple's right up there. I think she's Vancouver. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know Apple. Like, I know so many people, I feel like, from Canada that I didn't even know. Like, I always find out they're from Canada later on. Like, Michelle and Muriel are from Canada, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And who else do I know from Canada? I don't know. Oh, isn't Matt from Raw Intuition? Isn't he from Canada? I think so.
There's a lot. Especially Vancouver's a very big hot spot for vegan and whole food, plant-based.
Yeah, I've heard, like, I've seen a lot of people doing those watermelon cleanses, like, and apparently you can get all the nutrients you need. Like, I mean, not forever, you don't have to live on it, but you can definitely, people seem like their skin looks good, they're really strong and like working out at the same time. I know there's like magnesium in it. I think there's vitamin C, so like pretty much everything you need you can make. And then it also like is a good cleanse, especially if you're trying to reset. I think that's good for people that were like probably the trend, like we're going down a processed food train and we want to come back, do some raw, and then do like a cleanse just to clear your palate. Even if you're going to go whole food plant-based, it's our body has so much stuff in it. But I always like never want to like force my body sometimes to do those, like once I feel healthy, because I'm like, my body kind of tells me like, do I need to fast or do I need to, you know what I mean? So I love the idea of them and I want to do one sometime.
See, when I worked at Karen's Chicago, they're all food place. Like I did like a 40, like an over a month, like just a juice fast type thing. And then,
oh wow,
as far as I've done, like I did a lot. As far as that's where like the whole eating disorder comes in. As far as that, it gets like I said, you can go down that. I go from being vegan, whole food, plant based to being raw to okay, all I'm doing is a different diet and fasting every day, which a lot of it's really good at healing. But when you're always doing a cleanse, at some point it's like, it should maybe balance, like
right.
If you're doing a cleanse, it's kind of like with the starch solution. I think it's another good way to go. But I feel like I see people doing a Mary's Mini every other week. And I'm like, I don't really think that's I think that's supposed to be stuff you do every so often to get you back on track. Like,
right.
Well, it's kind of like this week, like with our holiday, like, this has nothing to do with health as far as that. Ours is like non-violent. So, I'm not eating any fruit or any of the things, just plain rice and stuff as far as that, which will kind of help my palate. But there's no way you want to be, it's good to do for a week type thing, like I think cleanses are good and stuff. In maybe 3 months. I mean, you got to listen to your body. Like when you fast, like when we did the detoxing at Karen's, we always told people, try to fast at least 3 days. And then at 3 days, you'll kind of just stop being hungry. And then it's right fast. Then your body will tell you when you're hungry again, as far as that goes. But honestly, like I know some people through Jainism that fast every other day. I'm like, that would be awful because your body, like to me, I'd rather fast for 5 days than one every other day, because doing the fast after a couple of days, your body gets it. And what it is, honestly, it's going into ketosis, which is good on occasion, but you don't want to do the keto diet. It's kind of like using the choke on your vehicle it's good to start it up, but you don't want to drive around that way all the time.
Right, right. I got you. Yeah, I do. I mean, I guess I fast by mistake because I don't eat for like until like in the evening. I'll eat and then I won't eat again sometimes until the next day. But it's only just because I'm not hungry or I am hungry. It depends. Like
See,
some days I'm starving at like 11, and other days I don't even want to eat till like 6 o'clock at night. It's so strange, but
when I'm doing everything right, I usually I intermittent fast or restrictive time eating is another way of saying it.
mhm.
You know, I'm a pretty big believer in that. One, in us, we try not to eat after dark, but if you can go 14 or 16 hours, not even body weight, why? But what we're really finding with this intermittent fasting is for mental health. It is very good for anxiety. I'll have to send you a
Mhm.
video. I can't remember who the psychiatrist is, but they're saying if you can every so often do 14 or 16 hours, it will actually help part of your, I don't know the technical terms. Nobody ever like think I'm a doctor or anything like that. But basically, she explained is it will start for people with depression, anxiety, help heal that to build that up and cleanse that out. So and I can tell like even more just as much as I eat intermittent fasting as far as restricting really helps with my sleep,
Mhm.
my mood, my depression and anxiety. Like it's amazing just to let your body have that break. So, but yeah, that's my spiel.
Our body, our brain, our digestion, everything works when we're eating. So it's like it's good to give it a little rest. Just like where our body needs repair, I feel like our digestive system and like, looking at how probably we were designed, like, if we didn't have all the luxuries we have now, we probably would be taking longer between meals because we'd have to find it and get it and wait for it to grow and those
Well,
kind of
once again,
things.
this is a complete debate. Which animal are we going with? If you're a gorilla, you're literally eating 10 hours because you don't have to look and find nothing. You're eating leaves all day. you know, See, it's carnivores that actually don't eat very often. Herbivores actually eat constantly, and then
I
omnivores
don't find
eat.
we're herbivore either because we don't
Yeah,
have the
but
digestive.
omnivores is where that's why I say we're right in between. We're able to move around and stuff like that. And once again, omnivore doesn't mean you need meat. Like I'm a
We're
compassionate.
standing up, so we're
I'm a
supposed to be
compassionate
food off
omnivore.
the tree.
I'm vegan as far as that goes. But
Yeah.
if we're on an island starving and there's a dead carcass there, and it literally, for the same reason, same same situation, I'd probably eat a dead cow. Same situation, I'd eat a dead person. It's desperate. As far as that, it's not like these people that got in the plane wreck, and alive, it's like that's all the food you have. But
There's
we
JJ over there
can
eating dirt
we
off the
can
ground.
eat that, yeah. But it's not the primo source. It's kind of like we're like mice and rats and stuff. Like we can actually survive on everything, but there's a difference between surviving and thriving. So
Yes, for sure. I definitely. It's kind of like eating your choice of food, and then I guess in survival mode, even animals eat outside of their range sometimes or their natural diet. I tried to do 18 hours of no eating, then a 6 hour window of eating, but wasn't really able to when I was doing watermelon. Yeah, I can imagine because you probably had to eat watermelon earlier to fill up. Is that what you mean? Like probably
see,
had to.
that's actually the fast I do, which I can do that pretty easy when I'm drinking because tea makes me not hungry.
Mhm.
See, my weight issue is because I was a server so long. I can go without eating fine, but then I'll eat all my calories at once because I'm so hungry. So
Mhm.
that's why, like, once this holiday over, I'm gonna make myself like be like I'm not doing a watermelon fast, but I'm gonna be very all about the trying to eat a ton of fruit all day.
That's what I do. I eat only
Yeah,
fruit all day, and
yeah.
then like at night I'll eat vegetables or whatever else I want.
Well, see, I'm just gonna eat like fruits and vegetables. See, at night I'm gonna have beans and rice and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
like,
it
is my
still will be really good though because I do find that fruit fills me up and gives me energy, and it doesn't make me want to eat something else right away. It's really weird because like before I was vegan, I would have thought fruit's never gonna fill me up, but it's kind of strange once you're on that. Like I can eat a bunch of grapes like I did, and I'm not starving right now. Like I will start cooking in about an hour, but like I'm not like how I would think I would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of like fills you up a little bit more. That like not the first couple days I go back doing that though. Like if I start my stomach in the morning, like if I'm coming off of like holiday where we were eating heavier, like if I was eating a sandwich or something in the daytime, then the fruit's not going to work. But eventually, once you get used to it, I feel like it'll fill you up.
Well, I'm sure Phil probably will learn this through the Campbell, and I'm sure the Food for Life. It takes like to really get in a groove. It's really your stomach bacteria, or what's it called? Good.
Yeah, how
Like
long?
that.
I feel like it takes me 3 days. What is the real rule?
3 weeks.
Oh, darn.
You will see a difference in 3 days, but after 3 weeks, I might be getting that confused. Your taste buds regrow back in 3 weeks. Like you'll start seeing a difference within a few days. You'll definitely once I'm eating healthy in a few days, but I think pretty much within 3 to 4 weeks, depending on who you are, you can pretty much regrow. I mean, that's where the bad bacteria has died off. The one that makes you crave the soda and stuff. The good bacteria is
those little guys are dying off. They're like,
boom, yeah,
a soda.
yeah. and see, and that's where once that's where when my gut bacteria is there, I can go eat a junk food. I'm okay the next day. I'll get sick from it type thing. As far as that, it's when I eat crappy in a few days in a row type thing, and I will do that usually because of depression and stuff like that. So,
and we were talking about how emotional, like how eating is such an emotional thing. Some people, when they get stressed, they don't eat. Some people, when they get stressed, they eat a lot. Some people eat certain foods, like the whole thing about the, ice cream or things that like you ate in your previous
childhood. I think I'm going even worse back to, I think I have two things that go on because I was so raw in it so much. A lot of my stress eating problem came from being I'm not talking about raw community like you guys like that. I work at a place called Karen's, like, if you know, a very high thing, but they are very shady, like that, mistreated people. Like I'm talking like real emotion stuff. So I think sometimes I'll purposely eat crap.
Guys. I got low
But I think I sometimes mentally eat crappy food to rebel against that type thing. So I think now though I do it more, which is actually I kind of glad I do it because it used to be I would go to the liquor and the weed. Now I'm going to the potato chips, which isn't good, but still better than the wild turkey 101.
This is funny because I used to also like drink wine, right? And like especially when me and Dawn first got together, I would drink if I would have a stressful day, that's what my go-to was. And so like I remember one time being really stressed out and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to eat a Gardein chicken patty and I'm getting a Len and Larry's cookie, for example, right? Like something like that. That's just something recently. But like, and it was like so funny to hear like, oh, you've gone off the deep end, Jen. You went off of raw and you're eating a vegan chicken patty. Like you have lost your self now, like it's funny how we have these levels of health and then it changes over time. So I'm proud of you for going to the vegan cookie instead of the, the vegan beer or whatever.
And like Dr. Greger mentioned that once. I think I watched a lot of his stuff. And I like his personality. If you really watch a lot of his interviews, one of them he talked about, I don't know if I ever said on video, but he talked about.
Dr. Greger is hilarious. I've seen
there was a doctor that smoked all the time. And he's like, and the doctor is a whole food plant-based doctor, all about nutrition. He's like, finally, he's like, I'm gonna chat with this guy. I'm kind of doing this story. I used to also, when I was in middle school and stuff, did ministry as a minister for a while. So sometimes I get feel like I'm talking to my congregation, which is not me at all. but Gregor was talking about he's like, I finally asked the guy, he's like, okay, you're so healthy, but you smoke all the time. And the dude's like, well, here's the deal. He's like, I used to be a heroin addict. The only thing that stops me from not going back to heroin is smoking cigarettes. And Dr. Gregor's like, let me buy you a pack of cigarettes. But Dr. Gregor's attitude is don't get down on yourself. Just always try to make better steps. That was his example. So he's like, hey, if because people get too caught up, like, I shouldn't eat avocado, eat this crappy food. It's like, hey, if you last month are going to McDonald's every day, and now your big thing is you're eating a Beyond Burger, but still eating fruit all day, you're doing good. Like, you don't have to.
Wanting a Beyond Burger. Why did you do that to me? You're right. And that's what I think I try to tell people. in like people that I try to at least work with to help them, like whether it's lose weight or get healthy or go plant based. Like you have to get. Hi, menu. Oh, my cat is just staring at me. What happened? You wanted to be on burger too? And so yeah. Okay. Just a junk food vegan over here. So like I forgot what I was saying now. She made me laugh
We were
so
talking
hard.
about people letting them.
Oh, like
Let me
getting
do.
excited about what you're adding to your diet or like
Yeah.
things that you're doing differently and like things that you like like you're never going to work out if you're not happy like with what you're doing. So if like you like nature, take a walk in nature. If you like, eating like if you love grapes, then start with that. Like just eat
Yeah.
a bunch of grapes, and like learn about the food and learn about it, because don't like start off by saying I have to give up this, I have to give up this, I have to give up this. And I too got to a point like you said in the raw diet, especially when I was like Don Bennett had me almost not eating avocados because I was like there's a wrong omega ratio. Like I was that into it, and now I'll like allow myself to eat avocado. Like but you can go like you can almost get yourself what do you call it? Like you can get discouraged over something that like 10 years ago you were eating steaks and baked potatoes and not even
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's a big thing. I think I like to see things, and that's why you'll hear me talk about Chef Delic in that group. We talk about it's for people like that, like people, and that's for me. I get so extreme, I get discouraged, and then I go totally off the wagon, and then I just do a whole month compared to screw it. I had some Ben and Jerry's ice cream last night. Today's a new day. Not a big deal. I'm going to eat healthy today. Like, just it's more
Yeah.
important to be consistent. And like I said, I don't believe
You
in a
didn't even
perfect.
share any with us. I'm like,
Yeah. I really didn't eat because I also had a Beyond Burger before it, and I'm still not used to that much grease, so I was too filled up.
keep
As far as.
talking. I'm gonna go grab her a treat while you're
Oh
talking.
no, that's cool. I guess I'll just chat with. So we know. I think Michelle had watermelon today. What Philip and Carl eat? Carl, what time is it in Scotland? Well, I'm not used to having a chat here. So Philip, definitely are you over in the community, the CNS kitchen over there yet? It's like the free community. If you are, definitely look me up there.
Lee is everywhere. He's popular in all the groups.
I wouldn't say I'm popular in all the groups, but I'm all over the place. So, but depending on what group you're in, I'm also known as Ryan quite a bit. I just started switching to my middle name. So,
Lee Jain. I like that name actually. I'm actually changing my name to that too. I'm just playing.
Go for it.
It'll be like Heart and Harmony with Lee Jain and Lee Jain.
That would work good.
So that's the name I think we landed on. You guys like it for the show tomorrow? We had some votes and we kind of came up with it. It's very late o'clock here. Oh, that's right, Carl. I forgot. It's so late.
What time is it in Scotland? Oh, it's almost 11.
Oh my goodness! Thank you for hanging with us. I
And it's
wouldn't be able to hang if
interesting
it
to
was
talk to
11. I'm
people
sleeping by
in
the
countries that the whole time's the same in the whole entire country, unlike the U.S.
I would love to have everybody's time zone the same. It would make life easier for everybody.
I don't know how India does it. India is all one time, and that's a freaking big country. Like, so that means some people are like at 6 a.m. or like probably like 5 p.m. It's dark, and then the other half of India.
Oh, right. That's
because
why
we're on the same time. Our
yeah.
my 7 o'clock and your 7 o'clock outside, we'd be looking a lot different.
Right, because like, but your times do you change time like spring forward and all that stuff?
I do here.
Yeah.
Where I grew up in Indiana, I grew up a half hour north of. I grew up right between Chicago and Indianapolis, and my hometown was right on the time zone. So my town would change time zones, but the one over. So if you drove a mile, the time you'd lose an hour within a mile. So I'd get out of school at 3 o'clock and drive to Rensselaer to work at Pizza Hut at 3 o'clock because they're an hour behind us.
Back to the
It's
future.
made it really fun for sports and stuff. Everyone trying to And you have to put your phone on. It can't automatically change because when you're driving, it'll change. So you have to manually put your phone in because.
Oh wow, that's so neat. That's so wild. I don't understand any of the whole. I heard like a long time ago, one of the reasons I thought it was like baseball or something was the reason we started changing the time. But then I heard something else later on, like it was due to like the industry, like the crop industry or something. I don't know.
Well, originally, see, I keep hearing it changed. Well, I grew up, my understanding, but we're all learning things different. Is for farmers because when the winter you want to get up earlier because you want more daylight and you want to milk your cows and stuff. So that's why you would spring forward. So when you woke up to do your morning chores, you had an extra thing of sunlight. If that's correct or not, I couldn't tell you as far as that. But that's why I grew up understanding the reason
Yeah,
was.
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, Philip, that's what I'm saying. And I grew up a half hour north of Lafayette,
Okay,
Philip. So I'm literally right on in between your Indianapolis and Chicago time. So literally, like, like my home, like literally, like if I drove my 4-wheeler from my farm to see my buddy Adam on his farm, between the two roads, we could lose an hour. See, now Philip's saying it's the railways, which I've heard that one too. I forgot. I've heard the railways as well.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah, we've all had different. I mean, who knows what the original thing was, but it might have been different in different places.
Well, I'm sure that he could be totally right. The thing
Yeah,
is, I know
agree.
wherever
I
you
have no
live,
idea.
everyone makes things around you. Because I grew up in the farm area, we might just live
Right.
area and wanted to make it sound like we're the reason we changed the time. Like as far
I
as
don't know who I heard that about from baseball. I was like, maybe it was.
I've heard that one, but I've heard that one too. Like I said, I've heard different ones. So, Apple,
Hello, Apple. Good to see you. I'm listening to this live. Hi.
I was actually talking about you not too long ago, Apple, because we were talking about people in Canada. It's like, oh yeah, Apple's up there in Vancouver.
Yep. I remember you just mentioned her. We're always talking about how cool you are, Apple. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be on at 4 Eastern time and 1 Pacific time. Also, that'll be like the first show we're doing. But today I actually only put this out at like 4 o'clock. Just did like I wanted to check in with everybody since I haven't been on one of these open forums and see what everybody's been doing and eating and how you're doing on your, plant-based journeys. Thank you for joining, Apple. Eli. Oh, I was told for the farmers. Oh, okay.
Same as me, yeah.
Apple said, "I'm up here."
I'm gonna Google it while you're chatting with Apple.
Let's see. I was told it for farmers and loggers. That makes sense. That we're getting the Google answer. We should chat GPT. He knows everything. Or she. Dawn's like, why do you always call it a he?
Well, which voice do you got set up? You can choose a female voice, a male voice.
I don't even have. Oh, I think I had it read something once. It was a male voice, but I didn't know you could set up different voices.
Oh, do you have the app on your phone?
Yeah, I don't have the app. No, I just look up. I do the website.
Oh, the app has a thing you can hit it and it's just open up and it's literally like assistant. You can walk around and just chat with it.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it will give you, and when you set it up, you'll get a few choices, like kind of like your ways or whatever. You can decide, like, do you want a female, UK accent and stuff like that. So,
cool.
Actually, this is kind of the cool thing that we're doing live thing. Let's see if I can do it.
What is in those, Apple? Like, what do you put in them? Cabbage and stuff?
Oh, yummy.
I know. Doesn't that sound good? Oh,
those at the Thai house, that was my favorite thing. They always did it with they do some shrimp, but the Thai ones was fresh basil, like some noodles, and then of course like lettuce, carrots, and stuff like that. And we dip it in peanut sauce. So, but I know different places do it differently. So, and yeah, that's one thing. I don't know why I don't make those and eat those more often. They're so healthy, and they're one of my favorite foods.
Rolls, right? Hey, say hi, Dawn. Hey. We're live on open.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Are you still in your
I
class?
just got out of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
So Apple, do you eat those plain or do you make us anything to dip them in?
She said she uses, wait a minute. Let's see.
Oh, pico de gallo. I can never say that right. So do you put the pico in the actual roll or are you
Shredded cabbage. Oh, yeah. Fresh
dipping it in the pico? That's a bummer about the chat. I'm I'm like, oh yeah,
I
I got
know,
it.
right? Someday somebody's going to click the link and come join us, right?
Oh, so I was gonna show you so that you can't see it. But when you have the app, you can hit the thing, and now it's just open once it starts, and you can be like, "Hey, what time is it in Scotland?" And give it a second.
No dip, she said. She puts, it's in the roll. Oh, that sounds good. So it's rice paper, cabbage, pico de gallo. I can't say that either. Oh, wait, I missed it. Do it again.
It's oh, here, let me turn it off. That's a voice I use. But see, now it stays on, so now I can keep going with the conversation with the chat GPT. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
what's the reason for daylight savings time? It's thinking.
Daylight savings time, DST, was originally introduced to make better use of daylight during the longer days of spring and summer. By shifting the clocks forward in the spring, people could have more daylight in the evening, which was thought to save energy and increase productivity. The idea is often credited to Benjamin Franklin, who suggested it as a way to save on candle use. Although modern DST was first implemented during
Okay,
World
we don't
War
have to
I
get that
conserve
into it.
fuel.
I was actually all into it.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you could hear it. Was my other concern because I don't know how well the recording picks up.
You know, I think that's important what she just said, cheater burrito. Like, I think it's important even within our whole food plant-based to have like little meals that you feel like give you that comfort, like the little cheater meals where I see like even raw vegans are like, I'm gonna have a durian, you know, like everybody has their little kind of cheat thing, you know, or not cheat, but like feel like it's
their
like
comfort thing.
Mm-hmm. Shredded cabbage, shredded sausage, and pico. Yeah, that sounds so good, Apple. That really does. You're making us all want, at least me, I want some spring rolls now.
Yeah, I've been wanting to cabbage is another one I like a lot. I need to eat more. I've been wanting to instead of pickled onions, I want to pickle some cabbage, like shred it. Like, do you ever do the quick pickle at home? I know you eat a lot of raw, but when you just heat up the vinegar and then you have the sliced onions and you pour the hot vinegar on it.
Oh no, but Dawn loves onions. We should try that.
Oh yeah, it's great. And then it's a nice you get a good pickle with it, and you could put maple syrup in it or salt to even it out. But I've been wanting to do that with a cabbage, shred it and do the same pickled cabbage to put on sandwiches and salads and things like that.
I also was thinking, I just experimented recently with quinoa. I think it is, right? I used to say.
Oh yeah, I saw you were on a big quinoa kick.
Yeah, I was like, this is wild. It's like rice, but it's not. It's like seeds, right? It's pretty cool. You can sprout it, or you can actually cook it like, you know, just like you do rice. And I put like a bunch of like, if you put a bunch of vegetables in it, it actually is like kind of like a, you know, like an Asian fried rice type thing.
So that was so you're brand new to quinoa. I thought you just mentioned it. So is that your first time of?
I had it once a long time ago, but I totally messed up cooking it.
Like, see, I think quinoa hit it big back in like 2003. I mean, it's still big now, but I remember it came out and stuff. I'll be honest, I like quinoa okay. I still prefer rice. I really like to do grain mixes though. I like to do cook up rice and cook up quinoa and mix it together.
I haven't had any rice in a while. That's probably why I think it tastes like rice. You know, like the longer you're away from
it's
something,
very similar, yeah.
Similar thing.
Now that I think about it, I'll be honest, I've learned to. I used to not rinse it well too. That can make a difference if it's can give it a sour taste. So, you know, it's kind of like when I first did tofu. You know, over 20 years ago. But what I do with tofu now is so much different. You know, as far as.
Yeah, and the way you, I guess, prepare it too. I've made some good tofu and I've made some really bad tofu.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. When I first didn't know what I was doing, I was like, I don't know about this. But now tofu It's probably one of my favorite foods as far as.
Yeah, I need to get better with it, but I've had it a couple times. That's pretty much what I'm doing tonight. Apple. I use collard greens for the wrap. Oh, that sounds good. I use cheater as an easy. Oh, okay. I was using cheater as in like, cheat meal.
Well, that's I was gonna say that. I was like, that's not really a cheating meal. It's a healthy meal, but
Yeah, that's really good, Apple. She said I don't describe any morality on foods I can't cheat on my diet. Right. That's a good idea. I like that.
the only morality I put on my food is if it's not vegan. I think when I was texting you, like, there's no bad food, only good decisions, unless that food's getting that living thing
Right.
killed,
We
or
were
if it's
joking
coming from
about, like,
slave labor. Like there's moral. Like like you gotta watch where you get your chocolate from, because sometimes it comes from like slave source chocolate. Then I think there's a little bit of morality aspect of it.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
but
Some
as far
things
as
we
if I
don't
want to
even know, right? We
drink a
don't
cup of
even
oil
know.
or not, it's not healthy for me, but I'm not killing anybody but myself at that time.
Right. The only morality of our own self, right?
Well, it's kind of like, if you don't brush your teeth, you live by yourself, you're really hurting yourself. But if you
If
speed,
you
you're hurting other people. Like,
right, if you eat onions,
morality is
only
what I
put
do to other
eating at
people.
somebody right this close, right? I don't eat onions, so that's good. Dawn's in a good place there.
Oh,
Yes,
well, what's the
I
difference
like
between
wrapping.
ethics and morality? I guess because I use those interchangeable. But if you put it that way, I guess we're on the same page, Apple.
Yeah. I was thinking about big cabbage rolls when you were talking about spring rolls. I saw someone wrap like, I forget how they made it, but they put a bunch of stuff inside cabbage and then like boiled it or something like that. It was pretty good.
Did you ever have stuffed cabbage growing up? It's is that Polish? Might be
Mm-mm.
wrong.
I never had it, but we just had cabbage at St. Patrick's Day. Basically, that's the only time
Yeah.
we ever ate it.
Yeah.
But I'm not even Irish, but we had it then.
Oh, but I'm not Irish either. That's a pretty standard.
Everybody's Irish on that day. It seems like at some
Yeah.
point in your life.
Which ironically, they don't really eat corned beef in Ireland.
I've heard that they don't even really. It's not even the same type of celebration there. Like we do it up differently here.
We'll do it differently. Well, the reason we do the corned beef, they do. I can't remember what it was, but when the Irish immigrants came here, whatever meat they used in Ireland was not available here.
Oh, okay.
So the closest thing was the corned beef, because in Chicago and the cities, the Jewish delis or whatever. I mean, corned beef comes from Jewish tradition, so that's what they subbed in America, was the corned beef for whatever meat back then they couldn't get type thing. So, but I think they had the cabbage, but don't quote me on it. So, but now I'm curious. But yeah, stuffed cabbage rolls, those are really good. They did it. They used to be with like rice and meat and stuff, but you can do it vegetarian. But that's a pretty big. Like I said, I have the word Polish in my brain, but don't at all quote me. I could be getting my location wrong.
Remember when I said I wasn't hungry a while ago? Well, that has changed now that we have put all this food talk in my mind.
I know, and I'm in the middle of doing I eat twice a day thing. Once I haven't done my second one, which is just gonna be a big bowl of oatmeal. But
I have ethics around food and food portion, but not morality. Oh, that's what you were talking about. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if you saw that. Yeah,
I knew.
And that's where I kind of get curious about the difference between ethics and morals type thing. I kind of use them interchangeably. So.
Yeah, I think I did too. Ethics around food and food production, but not morality. I see. It's such a deep conversation. We might have to save that for when we're fresh on our next show, right?
Yeah, that's actually the type of conversation I want to do with our shows. Is how that
right. I think that'll be cool. I think asking a question like that, or like a philosophical question, is such a cool thing to start a discussion, right? Tofu will marinate way better after it's been frozen and drained. I know some people will freeze it a second time to get that meaty chicken consistency.
Yeah, I'm about to say that if you do the second one, does anyone watch?
Really?
Does anyone watch? He's not whole food plant based, but the Burger Dude. Have you heard of? Well, you're the only one that can respond to me. I like how I ask a quick question.
I've heard of him, like very vaguely. It's in my mind though.
He's a cool guy. He's a vegan guy. Like he's definitely junk food vegan. But hey, bless you all. Like his is all about the animals. But he's really good. If you want some food that reminds you from back home. Like he
Yeah.
goes way out of like, I'm gonna make, patty melts and all that stuff and tell you how, he's a lot of fun type thing and that. And stop the other one's something sauce similar to that. He does a lot of really good, like he gets really into the science of food, but vegan food, and he'll even like redo a Big Mac Beyond Burger, but break down how to make the Big Mac sauce and everything.
You are going to have me ordering a Beyond Burger. That is not what my meal
yeah,
plan
this isn't good. This isn't good for your diet, but it is fun to have that, See, me, I really like October's coming up, man. I definitely got to have my vegan pizza, potato chips, and I'm not even a big pop drinker, but I got to get my root beer and watch my horror movies because that's my pop
thing, right?
Like that's kind of there's certain things like that, I like to, and it's just a nice,
reminds me joy, right?
As a kid, bring up type thing, but that's not daily eating and stuff, I think Dr. Bernard brought up, he's like, it's not that you should never eat vegan cheese. He's like, but when you eat it, have it and eat the best one you can get and enjoy it type thing,
right.
Don't make it a staple of your diet, but but you have it. Hey, go buy that Rebel vegan cheese and get the, make it this is, it's kind of like having that nice cocktail every so often.
What is your favorite vegan cheese? I'm just wondering. Do you make your own, or do you what? I've never had the, is it Rebel or Rebel?
No, I haven't had the Rebel either, but that's the one that was on the Shark Tank.
I think Chow from Field Roast used to be my favorite, and Diet, BioLife. I tried all of those when I was.
Chow's my favorite, I would say. I'm gonna say, as far as sliced cheese, depending on what
it is, right? It's
the Chow original slice. If I want to make, let's say, like a grilled cheese or something, is my favorite. If I want to do Baby Bell. Baby Bell, like the dairy company.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they make those little round cheese things, so
they
now have plant-based ones of those that are darn good.
I didn't know that. A lot of places are coming up with plant-based stuff, which I guess is a good thing.
That's one for another show, but my attitude is I kind of like the other bigger companies, because if more people are eating, like, let's say, Tyson fake chicken, means they're not buying the Tyson regular chicken. And I think it makes it easier for people that are scared of veganism if that vegan product has a name they're used to, it type thing. It sucks that the big companies are still making money off of it, but once again, anything that gets those animals off the plate, I'm behind, So but homemade cheese sauce wise,
share this real quick.
Oh yes, yep, that's my favorite sliced cheese. I was about to say, I've seen this video before. I was like, it's your video. That's why I've seen it.
I was like, that's funny. My little sister, she let me videotape her. She looked like she wanted to kill me. But...
So Philip makes his own. So how do you do yours? Like, if I'm doing a cheese sauce, my big way, I kind of do one similar to high carb Hannah. It's like you boil potatoes, carrots, onion, mix them up, with potato, like that, and then apple cider vinegar, garlic, salt, stuff like that. And then I like putting the chilies in them, like the canned chilies, and a little bit of
like that pimento cheese type.
Well, I guess it kind of is like that type thing, but the chilies you put in. I put it in for the taste to blend it up, and then I like liquid smoke to make it a smoky flavor type thing. That's probably if I'm putting them on like potatoes or just putting on like squash and stuff like that. But Kathy has a pretty good dried cheese recipe that you make up the whole batch, and then you just add plant milk to it, and it's made to make a pretty quick one.
What do you do?
I like pretty good. I still prefer the potato carrot one, but that's a lot more work. I would call it kind of like Apple said, the cheater one type thing as far as that. So now, man, Kathy's golden gravy recipe, that's one you want to have on hand. So Philip, I'd be curious about your different ways of. Do you ever make cheese sauce yourself or at home? Any cheese?
That sounds good, Michelle. There's a dude, I believe, in England that makes mushroom steaks that literally look like steaks. Very cool. And if I get a chance, I'll be trying it. Like, what is that? Lion's mane mushroom. I'm watching people.
Are you talking about Derek, Michelle? Derek, he has the black lab. He's American, but he's in there.
That
Derek.
healthy vegan eating guy makes some good stuff too, I think.
Derek Dereok.
I like to make my own vegan cheese. I found a few ways to make it. Cool.
Yeah, I was curious, like, what ways you make it. A lot of people do squash. There's so many different ways of doing it. But I wonder if Michelle's talking about. I'm bad pronouncing names. Derek Sarno, first name Derek, last name Sarno.
Yes, she said yes.
Yes. He's an awesome guy.
I
keep wanting to bring him up as far as that. You'll love him. He's actually American, moved to UK. Have you seen any of the vegan brands Wicked Kitchen?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
That's his brand. So, but you'll love him. Like, he dresses his dog up. He's obsessed with his dog, like we are with our cats and stuff. So
I gotta look him up.
And he put up a video not too long talking about why he went vegan. And he was a big time chef, big focus on meat and stuff like that switched over. But yeah, he's a sweetheart of a guy. Like, I really like his personality. And yeah, yes, Apple. Yep, that's the exact person. Yep, Philip. Apparently, we all know.
I might know. Let me see if I'm gonna subscribe right now.
Oh yeah, the recipe I do it's potato and does have cashews in it. I will say the nut based ones, Philip, are probably my favorite, but I still need to get, even though I'm right now not as focused on my health as in my spirituality, it would be good if get a few pounds off. So the squash potato based ones are a little bit lower calorie dense than the nut ones, but they're all good.
He's got a lot of subscribers. How did I miss him?
Yeah, I've only been watching him the last year or so. But he's a very positive person too. He's very inspirational.
Yeah, Derek. You did. Apple used to make fermented cheeses, but doesn't anymore.
I've seen that all the time. I've always been interested in that, but I've never had the done it before.
It depends what I'm wanting to use it for. I do potato, carrot. I use nuts. Just depends. Oh, you guys are way ahead of me. I'm like stuff.
Yeah, I should wait till you put things up. I keep reading the chat.
That's okay. I don't mind. I just like putting them up so that like people watching could see it.
No, it's good, but I should just that or point out what
no, it doesn't matter. Not structured here. This is open forum. We could be singing and listening to music, right? But yeah, like
so Apple. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You go first.
What is it you ferment Apple when you did you see that she used to make fermented cheese? I was curious what she fermented. I saw that that other person I was talking about, Sauce Stash. He's really cool, and he did a whole thing like he is fermenting like oatmeal, making cheese out of it, fermenting tofu.
Wow,
making a cheese.
Such creativity. Like Jason Demchok, I think is his last name, but he was on my show once and he said, I think I even made a short out of it. He was like saying that he was a chef. I mean, like, not a chef, but like he used to cook a lot with his father and everything. But until he became plant-based, he really like enjoys it like better because he can be creative, like with flavors, almost more so than with regular cooking in his previous life. So I can see that though, because like look how like cheese, you know what I mean? There's a way to make cheese, but like to make it out of plant-based things, like there's a cooking show out now I saw like on Unchained TV, I think. That cooking show, which would be very interesting. You ever heard of Unchained TV?
What is that like a
TV station just dedicated to like vegan stuff basically and plant-based and like it's like you can get it on an app and then it's also on like Hulu and things like that, but not on like mainstream right now. But obviously,
tomorrow we should bring that up. You can bring it up. Maybe I can check it out. That'd be a good.
I always assume everybody knows about it, but like I found it by mistake. I think on like, how you'll see something on somebody else's page and you'll click it and you're just like, oh, everybody must know that. I'm the last to know, but maybe
it's new to me. Yeah.
So check it out. You'll love it.
You want to put up apples?
Yeah. Gaz Oakley is really good too. Phillips.
I don't know Gaz Oakley. Let me check that person out.
I used an inoculated potion. Oh, there were a few different strains depending on the cheese. I had stall at a local farmer's market. It's been 15 years since I made cheeses. Oh, that's so cool, Apple.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, Gaz Oakley, I do know him. Gaz is awesome. Do you know Gaz Oakley? He's from Seen Wales. Once again, I'm not good at it. And he's a legit chef. Like he's one that he's cool to watch, but it's like you gotta have like I mean, he's food porn as far as you know that term. Like, I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to watch his shows very highly like that. He's really cool. He has like the coolest. Like now he moved out to Wales. I want to say it's Wales and has his own farm, grows his own vegetables. Like kind of like just to me it'd be a dream. His kitchen was so cool. It had so many plants in it and stuff. Like as far as
That is
that,
awesome.
yeah. And his dad turned he vegan, but they still eat pretty healthy as far as that goes. So really, I feel like the junk food vegan thing kind of came in like the later 2000s. Like I think the early 2000s, like vegan just really meant pretty health focused. I mean, oil wasn't outcast, but we didn't have chow and stuff like that. Like there was a few
Right.
vegan cheese out, and that's where you hear a lot of stereotype when people talk about crappy vegan food. There's a reason. There's some stuff back in the original times they weren't, you know, making good.
We're lucky to have the stuff now that is so good. I've heard some stories about like, but like really, if we didn't have that, everybody vegan would be eating like probably healthier, but also
You'd
like
have a lot less
you would
vegans
have a
too.
lot less vegans. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Roxy, say Roxy. I didn't even get to say hi. It's on Facebook too. I forgot what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
you lost me, which is on Facebook.
Let's see. Let me go back. I totally missed Roxy coming in. Sorry I didn't say hi. Maybe I'm not a cheese fan, so I don't make it often. Um, it's on Facebook too. Maybe apples, cheese. Let's see.
Oh, I was
Philip
to
saying
ask.
here, I eat very simply.
Yes,
I don't
Philip. Early
yeah,
2000s was horrible.
I definitely eat simply too. I don't make a whole lot of mixtures.
So, Philip, are you familiar with Boca Burger? Are you familiar with Boca Burger?
I've heard of it. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Hold on one second. Go ahead.
Oh,
Keep talking.
Unchained TV's on Facebook.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Did Don tell you that as well? On TV. So, Apple, have you read Walking with Petey? Oh, I was on a different screen. I didn't realize she left. I was talking to myself. Yeah, has anyone here read the book Walking with Petey? We're going to do that in the book club for Kathy's thing starting next week as far as that. So I'm not trying to make people join the book club, but I'm just curious. So the author is really cool. I actually ended up being friends with him on Facebook. But yeah, Philip, the early 2000s. Yeah, when I hear people talk about like, oh, all like vegan food, scrappy and stuff, I'm like, a lot of that I think's from back. You know, there's still some not good stuff out,
Sorry.
but
Dawn's ready to start talking about what we're gonna eat and do, and I was like, okay, I've been getting hungry, and now she's gonna talk about food too. I'm
yeah,
like, y'all are
whenever
really
you want to head
slow.
out, it's different.
Yeah, how about like maybe we'll wrap up in like 5-10 minutes or so, if that works for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, this is all you. Yeah, I guess you're right, Apple. I have seen a lot of 70s books now I think about the cheese type thing. So I guess I'm also saying, but as far as buying cheese in the grocery store, at least the couple that they had were not very well taste. Like you couldn't go buy one, at least
It's
where
so
I was at.
I used to say to people, if you try one vegan product, like don't take that for because I tried a vegan ranch a while ago, like, and I also tried a veggie burger before I was vegan. It was terrible because it had like actual vegetables pouring out of it. Like it was so weird. But this was like years and years ago. And I'm like, if I had thought and put that in my head, like that's what all vegan food tastes. That's why I'm always scared when like a non-vegan tries something. It's like it's got to be really good. That's why I love when they get it from like somebody who can, who like I try to like my sister. I knew that's my favorite vegan cheese, so I'm trying to make her go vegan. I'm like, let me share this with you. When back when I was eating a lot of the vegan, processed stuff.
Yeah, well, and when I may get introduce people to like let's say like a green smoothie or something, I try to remember. Granted, I like sweet stuff and not sweet stuff, but what their sweet type, like they might need more fruit or they might need to add some maple syrup to it type thing. As far as I think in whole food plant based, when people do it a lot, sometimes they forget about people coming in and they won't put as much sugar in it. And I was like, you gotta let people, because your taste buds are used to that type thing. So when I worked at Karen's that are all food place, like my theory was we didn't put sugar as all healthy stuff, but how much fruit in it. And I was like, basically once I can make it and it was how I like to taste it, I would make it double that sweet, and that's how everyone else loved it type thing, like as far as that goes. So I try to, anytime I cook for people, discuss and get an idea of where their taste buds fall at. So
Can you see the Unchained TV?
Yeah, I can.
So this is, I think Michelle was asking about it too. So you can see they've got vegan pizza, Impossible Food CEO Peter McGinnis, at home with the. It's just, wait a minute, Unchained TV, food and recipes. So they've got like New Day, New Chef. There's like I just saw there's like a new show on. It's got news on here, vegan life. Like it's just got animal rights. You can get like breaking animal rights news. It's just.
I'm gonna see if I can get that really on my Fire Cube.
They've got some of the old like some of the old videos on there. That's not the actual app, but that's just about it. But like
Thanks, Michelle. That's what I was wondering about. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
No, it's cool, but like you can watch I forget what one of the old documentaries on there, like not Eat to Live, but like I forget what it's called. But like you can find different things. It's kind of like a TV network, a vegan TV network. I think it's cool, and I think our show is going to get picked up on there at some point, right?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So once I'm off, I'm going to hop on. Michelle says she downloaded it on Fire TV, so I'll have to check it out there.
Yeah, we have it on Hulu. We don't really have a regular TV service like traditional anymore, and I barely even watch that. But it's like nowadays, like I watch so much YouTube. It's like I don't even watch TV.
I don't have regular cable. I have basically YouTube, but then I got the Prime, Netflix, Shudder. Even though I try to be pacifist, I still love my horror movies,
Dawn's been on a kick every night. She's been watching, like while we're eating, she'll put on like finally when she gets done like creating, she'll watch. Lately we've been watching Multiplicity. Do you guys remember that movie? It has
Michael Keane, Multiplicity.
Yes, where he's like he makes clones of himself.
Seen it since it came out, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's even funny after you haven't seen it for many years. Like certain parts of it still like make me laugh. And I always think about if I had cloned myself, like I could be doing a live, and then I could be working while I'm putting out the vegan message, right? But then who would know what would happen by the time it got to number 4 or whatever happened to that guy? He got kept getting weirder and weirder, I think.
So Apple, we're doing a show tomorrow at 1:00
Pacific.
Where do I live at again? Pacific time, your time, and 4:00
He's got time. Everybody else's places in their mind.
Right? But I keep trying to get people to go to the Heartbeat group, and we always have trouble explaining people how to go on it. If you're on tomorrow, I think we should pop that up. So you joined the Heartbeat today, right? Kathy's group.
I did, yes.
But it is. I recommend it to people, but I never know. I can't remember how, because I think I was on one of her shows and I clicked the link to it. Because if you just go to the Heartbeat group, it's not like Kathy's group. You have to go.
Can you download an app on your computer for Heartbeat, or it's only on your phone, probably, huh?
I don't know.
Because we could.
I have on my phone, and then my computer connects to my phone, so I use.
Oh, so phone. You shared it on your you shared it on here last time, didn't we? When we did the live on Sunday.
I was trying to show it, but that's where we couldn't see things very well.
Oh, right.
But I'm curious where to start from square one. Like, if you go into a heartbeat community, do you just Google Kathy? How did you find it? Did you Google Kathy Hester in the heartbeat group?
No, I went to her YouTube and then went to a description of one of the videos that she did, and that's how I
See,
ended up finding it. It was kind of difficult to find it, in my opinion, but I found it. I could have went to Facebook probably and found it from the group, but I have to tell her
see,
about that. One of the links are broken that I tried to get to like I went to the Facebook where it says about you or about the person, and it was broken, so I went to YouTube because I'm resourceful. I'm gonna find this heartbeat group. Ryan keeps talking about it.
yeah.
For me.
I mean, I'm a big the heartbeat. The three I always recommend is your group, heartbeat group, and CNS Kitchen. I
Does
think.
he really do that, or is he just saying he recommends my group? I'm just playing with you.
No, yeah. Well, it's not people I chat with. Like,
So you say that
I
to
don't
all
have
the
any
girls.
social media push right now. The only I do is when I'm chatting with you. I don't really need to push it there. But those are the three. Especially if someone's not vegan or whole food plant based, I really think those are the good ones to go into because the people are friendly. You're not going to get bullied, and as far as that goes, I think they all
Yeah, I
have
don't
a
like when people are rude to new vegans that ask questions.
yeah.
That drives me
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, and you don't, have to be completely whole food plant based to be in the groups. It's just that's what the direction you're going every day is better type thing. It's a very intimidating thing. So like even like YouTube channels or certain people I like to. So like we're talking about that Derek guy. That's someone I'd recommend because he just comes off as a very happy, friendly vegan as far as that goes. Where sometimes like I feel bad saying that he passed away, but McDougal can scare people off. He can be a grumpy guy. Like if you watch some of his old videos and like Chef AJ with some of her people, like she's asked some good people. There's some people on some not the main doctors that were like I'm like they're just like, man, they're just pissed off at everything. Like I'm like, man, if I wasn't vegan and I saw this guy, I was like, they're just angry type thing. I was like, we need to. So that's also why I like Dr. Bernard. I think he's a wonderful person.
I
And
the first people I saw when I went plant based.
And I'm sure you watched Esselstein's, right? Like Dr. Esselstein,
James.
but then you got Rick, that whole family.
Yeah, they're also
Jane. Yes, they're the ones I push people towards a lot because I think they represent, they're good ambassadors, like we were saying. They have a very positive, outlook.
I think that's important, like to help bring the message out. And I like that we're both promoting that, and that's how you seem to be and I am, and like everybody here seems to be so cool and welcoming. Like everybody on my group too, they're always chiming in and answering questions and telling their opinion, which is really cool because I think we all need to learn. Like when I went vegan 5 years ago, I knew nothing about it. Like 6 years, I always say 5, but it's coming up to 6. But I really don't let me read Philip's message. I really don't eat much of the vegan meat products. I really try to be as natural as possible. Really, the only meat substitute, meaty. I've heard of this. Somebody was telling me about it. They make mushroom root products. That's like supposed to taste like quote unquote like really. That's one of like the best I've heard too. Like what, like nutrition wise?
I just saw that. I haven't tried it, but I did see that they have that now in my area. I was curious about that. So for me, we have this thing called grocery outlets in our area, and they're cheaper grocery stores, but they still have a lot of good stuff. So it's what pops up there because a lot of times I'll see meaty and it's like $10 for 4 ounces. I'm like, oh, I'm a caregiver. I don't have a big budget, but then I'll see at grocery outlet for $2. As far as like, if I don't like it, $2, I'm willing to give it a chance. $10 is a whole different.
I'll have to check that one out too.
Oh, Johnny Dane. That was me, my buddy. We lived on that thing. It's cool. It's kind of like a gangster movie, but comedy. Michael Keaton is hilarious. Like, yeah.
Moderators could drop the heartbeat link into the chat.
That's the stuff we've got to learn how to do.
Well, I can find it maybe like heartbeat.
Yeah, I need to Google and figure that out too.
Heartbeat, right? It's just the app we need, right? Or do we need Kathy's actual link?
Well, I don't have trouble finding people to the app, but then they get confused in the app. So if we could have actual Kathy's thing drop, So I think that would be nice. Or
That's fine.
we should do that just in general. So when we're talking about different things, recommendations,
Well, I'll find it and I'll put it in the description of this once the video uploads if we can't find it here real quick, because I'm gonna have to end this in a few minutes.
That's cool.
So we can order something to eat. Let's see.
Yeah. And I'll thought at some point, but
would it be in here, Ryan, under her Facebook group? Healthy Cooking, healthyslowcooking.com. No.
That's her other. She has 2 Facebook groups, and then because Heartbeat, what it is a thing. I think she pays for it. Yeah, you pay for it. It's kind of like where I mentioned the Mighty group to you.
Cool. I was thinking of too. Heartbeat.
Cool. It's just one of those type things. So I just don't know how to direct people. We'll figure that out so we can start dropping that. Yeah, we'll let you get going. Every time I chat with you, I keep you from Dawn way too long. So.
She was doing she had a one-on-one class today learning about trading, and but it ended, and that's when she came in the first time, and then she came back again asking me like about dinner. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. She's
what time are you done with work tomorrow?
So I don't work tomorrow, but I have like 3 meetings. So the last one ends about 3:30. So no. Probably I can end it by 3. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just didn't know if you
make it earlier if we need some time, because 4 my time, so it'll be like 12:30 your time. So we can
I'm off all day tomorrow. So I'm saying, we're doing at 1, but you want to meet up, or 4 your time, do you want to meet up like at 3:45 so if we can screw around like that? Yeah, and Apple said it's in her YouTube link, which I think that's actually
that's where I found it. I
think that's probably where I got it from too. So, but yeah. So okay, well, let's let everyone go. Hopefully Philip and stuff will check out. And Philip, when my thing is going, I'm going to want to interview people. I'd be very interested in maybe having you coming on my thing and talk about what you plan to do with your Food for Life and all that stuff, if you're interested in as far as that. So, and Apple, as I talk to you, I don't know if you're really big about being on video. You're very active, but we can do that offline. So
there we go. I got the Heartbeat group. Can everybody see it?
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. So we need to start doing that.
I got it on there. Everyone's
not like we have a lot of shows, but I keep bringing it up, so now we can actually put it type things. So.
Yes, we want to make sure everybody has a heartbeat. Carl,
right, good night.
Thank you for coming.
Seriously, Carl, good night. You have the latest of us all. So.
Apple, I appreciate you being here and all your helpful messages, and Michelle for sharing, and Philip, thank you for coming. Roxy, thank you for sharing and telling us it's on Facebook. And who else did we have here? I think I got everybody. Michelle, Apple, Tessa, happy birthday to Tessa.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Carl. Tessa. I keep forgetting someone, I feel like. Well, thank you for being here, Lee.
Philip,
and
Carl.
Thank you, JJ. Oh, wait, that's me.
Oh, real quick, did I tell you have to be on Facebook 60 days before you can live stream?
You told me, but I've been on there.
Today's 57. Today's 57. So hopefully in 3 days, maybe we can connect this to do the Instagram and Facebook.
All that good.
Because I do want to start when I do my Monday walks with my dogs, with my client's dog. I want to start doing a live stream on Facebook. So, all right. Well, I'll let you go. Tell Donna I said hi. Donna said hi and bye.
Dates. Okay. Bye, everybody. I'm still reading the messages. I'm like looking at old messages when I was trying to say, I'm like, oh, I missed that one. Okay.
So, Roxy, me, and she asked about the show tomorrow. We're going to start doing a Monday live show. It's just going to be kind of almost like it was today. Fun thing, open forum, and we're calling it Heart and Harmony.
I think we came up with that.
Yeah, you could connect through her at some point. It'll be on both her channels, but we're going through her channel just right now, and it's 1:00 Pacific time, 4:00 Eastern time, and then if you live in between there, somewhere else, Google what time it is there, and hopefully you can make it. So, all right, have a good night, morning, wherever you're at.
I hope you can join. It's going to be fun, and we're excited about it. And so I've been so excited I've came on twice now just to talk about it. But I wanted to say hi to everyone anyway, so I'm glad you guys are doing good. Thank you for sharing. Roxy, I hope we'll see you tomorrow too, and everyone that was here. So anything else you want to say?
No, because I'll keep talking. We should just,
Let's go eat some
I'm
good
done.
plant food.
All right.